I want to thank all of you because ever since we started this series where I react to and review woke commercials, try to guess which products they're selling, that sort of thing, a lot of you have sent in videos through the YouTube channel to my producer directly, and some of them are apparently so outrageous, so ridiculous that we can't even put them on the regular podcast, on the Michael Knowles Show. So every so often there's a real gem that my producer says, Michael, you've got to sit down, we're going to roll the camera, I want your immediate raw reaction. This would be one of those occasions. Without further ado, let's roll the tape.
This is Lorenzo. He fell in love with Jenna.
I think my favorite thing about Jenna is her ability just to embrace who she is as a puppy.
Yep. Wait, well, hold on, pause. I'm sorry. I thought, oh man, I'm just not ambitious enough in my thoughts on how bizarre this country is getting. I thought it was going to be like, here's Lorenzo, and he fell in love with Jenna. And isn't she beautiful? And then she was going to turn out to be a man or something like that. But no, she doesn't turn out to be a man. She doesn't turn out to be a woman trapped in a man's body who now dresses like a woman. She's actually a dog trapped in a woman's body who behaves like a dog. Okay, now I've recalibrated. Let's continue.
Extremely important in my relationship. That's where a lot of like my love languages lie.
Despite living a puppy dream, this canine couple have had to deal with some harsh judgment.
I definitely do get a lot of hate. This person is just absolutely mental, like out of their mind.
Pause. Is that hate? Like if someone I know comes up and is like, the voices are talking to me, the voices, they're calling from the walls, and I say, hey, I think you might be absolutely mental, buddy, and we got to fix that. It's not hateful, right? I'm actually just trying to help out the guy. Oh man, the place we paused it, she is kissing a dog. Like, I mean, I guess some people do that. I'm not a big dog person. Not when the dogs are people and not when the dogs are dogs. Let's keep going.
When we're in public, it can be a little bit embarrassing at times.
Love, don't judge.
I met Jenna at a photo shoot last year. We sort of clicked almost right away on set.
After they met, there was one thing that Jenna had to make sure Lorenzo was on board with.
So I started first pretending that I was a puppy when I was really, really little. I would ask my mom to play with the dogs with me, so I would just be one of the dogs. And my parents always asked when I was gonna grow out of it, but I never did.
Pause. You know, one thing the parents could have done is told their daughter that she's not a dog, and just said like, no. No. I know that you are supposed to know your true self, but actually you're a child and you don't know anything. So we're going to teach you what it is. I have many thoughts on this. I'm going to reserve judgment though, because I want to love, not judge. I'm going to reserve judgment until a little later. Keep going.
Jenna lives a puppy lifestyle and had to make sure Lorenzo would be the right owner for all her puppy needs.
Owner?
When I first told him about this, he didn't shy away at all. He just was like, okay, cool. Like, so what do I need to do?
So puppy play really was something that I've learned a lot of from Jenna. Some of her needs and feelings are very similar, to having a puppy, which I've never personally have had, but
it's never even had a puppy.
Something that I feel that I personally love embracing.
Puppy play is extremely important in my relationship. That's where a lot of like my love languages lie. It's very important to get a lot of praise, a lot of, good job, you're doing great, good girls.
Pause. So the idea that you want to hear compliments is now taken as evidence that you are a dog.
Give me compliments. I said give me compliments.
That you are in some sense actually a dog. And these are her needs, and this is very important. On its face, this isn't that, it's weird. It's about as weird as it gets. But the bases of it are not that weird. It's not that weird that this woman has sort of submissive fantasies. This is a very popular thing among women. This is why 50 Shades of Grey does very well. This is why all those books in the drugstore with Fabio on the cover and the long hair and all this kind of weird stuff, it does well because this is a very widespread kind of inclination. It doesn't always lead to this almost perfect conclusion of being so submissive that you're actually a dog. And then this guy's reaction is kind of interesting because, you know, there are some guys who want to be a little more aggressive or overbearing.
Come on over here. Come on, coward. Coward.
But it kind of seems like he just doesn't care. He's like, whatever, man. I got this girl. She's like fairly attractive. So I'm going to like do whatever she wants, man. I don't care, man. Look at me. I'm just a schlub. So yeah, great. That's awesome. I've given a little bit of judgment. I know love, not judge. I've given a little judgment. I'm going to give more later on.
The bond between like that one special person, like your owner, and yeah, like the day-to-day like mannerisms of a dog that they have, you know. I like to be very carefree. I like not having, you know, a choice because it makes life so much easier.
Wow, man, that's a profound statement. I like not having a choice because it makes life easier.
This is probably where I feel the safest at home. It's kind of like my den. It's like my area that I can retire to and know that I'm safe and, you know, no one can get me.
The first time I saw the cage, I was sort of shocked. I mean, it was a lot bigger than I thought. But
the
once
cage? Well, it's got to hold a person, yeah.
And I saw just how happy she was and comfortable. She really looks good and happy, and I think it makes her a great addition to the room.
Showing their puppy love on social media has led to people questioning their roles in the relationship.
Some of the most negative comments, it's probably just people saying that I'm crazy. This person is just absolutely mental, like out of their mind. A lot of people have said like, you know, are you being held against your will? Is he forcing you to do this?
So pause it there. So she's not absolutely mental, right? She sounds perfectly articulate here. She's just allowing her fantasies and temptations to make her do crazy things. And because virtue and vice are habits, the more you do it, the crazier you sound. But what she's saying is a very natural human longing, which is to get rid of free will. We don't really want to be free, right? We want decisions to be made for us. Free will is a kind of a burden in some sense because it means that there is an objective moral order, there's an objective physical order, there's nature that we're bound by. The woman kind of wants to be a puppy, but she's obviously not a puppy, she's a woman. And you want to transcend all of that. You want to pursue your appetites and your desires and whatever lusts and whatever weird kink you have without recourse to the way things actually are, both in this physical world and also in the metaphysical world. And she is just allowing this kind of natural temptation to take her to this kind of ridiculous extreme. Keep going.
I know myself that I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not in trouble. I'm just kind of living my life out on the internet, and with that comes a lot of judgment.
I try to comfort her and let her know that there may be a minority of people that feel a certain negative way about you, but you still have me that do care about you and love what you do.
We're gonna go to the park, and I'm thinking we'll get some usual shots of you walking on a leash, take some video, some photos, but what if we throw a Frisbee and you catch it?
In my mouth?
In your mouth, that's right. And if you catch it in your mouth, you know what you get, right?
Do I get a treat?
Yes,
I get a treat?
Yes, only if you catch it. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
All right,
I'm ready.
Let's go. Sit, sit. Good girl, you ready to go to the park?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, let's pause it right here. So this is obviously just some weird sexual fetish, and there are a million sexual fetishes, right? If you go on the internet, anything you can possibly imagine, and many things you can't even imagine, I guess like this, will be there. The line is that there is a porn for that, right? There's a porn for like every weird thing, including, I don't even really want to watch this because it's obviously just this bizarre voyeuristic look into these people's sexual kinks. What these people are doing might get their rocks off. It really might. I have no doubt that at least for this girl, I don't know about the guy, this is a real sexual desire of hers. But it is, without denying that, you can also say this is objectively degrading, just like lots of sexual desires, because you feel a kind of natural shame for all sorts of things that people want to do. And so then now you've got this battle between what is my real freedom? What is my real pursuit of my desires? Is it the base desire that tells me to dress up like a puppy and have a guy lead me around on a chain? Or is it the ability to control those passions, to, here's a dirty word, repress those base desires, and through habit pursue virtues so that I have a higher level, a more rational and more controlled and more virtuous pursuit of my individual liberty? What is it? What kind of liberty are we looking at? That's what's at play here. And obviously they've chosen this degrading pursuit.
So going to the dog park is obviously one of my favorite things.
When we're in public, I can see how it can be a little bit embarrassing at times. There's weirder things out there, like a girl pretending to be a dog isn't really the weirdest thing. I think just for a lot of people, it's new to see it in the way that she does it. I don't find it weird.
Call the police.
I would say Lorenzo's the best owner that I could ever ask for. He cares for me. I feel like the luckiest pup at the shelter.
I want to give her that attention when she needs it, make her feel safe, and just overall see her happy and playful.
So, okay, I guess hopefully we've gotten to the end here. The term owner here, right, is rankling a lot of people because her fantasy, her sexual kink is to be totally submissive, so submissive that you're a dog. But this key word in just the last bit here is play. And he says, look, a girl wants to play and pretend that she's a dog. I mean, what's wrong with that? She's doing it at the park. Lots of kids play at the park. Right, children play at the park. Yes, children do that. But she is a grown woman, and so she shouldn't do that. The issue here is that these two conceptions of liberty, one posits, like my conservative vision of liberty posits, that an adult who's in full command of himself, who's past the age of consent, right, who can give consent, who can think rationally, who can tame down his passions, that is liberty. What that girl and her boyfriend or owner are doing is pursuing what I think is now the popular conception of liberty on the left and the right. There was an article written about this. Stop it. Stop it. Please stop it. They told me not to look at the article until after the video. Woman who acts like a kinky puppy makes $10,000 a month on OnlyFans.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I am in the wrong line of work. Apparently, this particular sexual fetish is more popular than I thought. And I guess the article does prove my thesis that this conception of liberty is the one that is now embraced by our society. I've never been so sorry to be so right. Please send in. Am I really even going to request you to do this? My producers are making me. Please send in any other videos such as this that you would like me to take a look at. And I guess we'll see you next time.